Me, you, love.
Yeah, this is the form love.
Oh. So if you want to tell me, like in sign language, if you want to tell me, I don't trust her.
I don't trust her.
Uh-huh.
So me, you trust nothing.
Oh, me, you, trust.
Trust.
Oh, trust.
Trust
Nothing. Oh. So can you show us vile nitafanya? Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're watching me from. Welcome to the Blessed K Show. My name is Dorcas Kambura. Just in case you happen to be new here, feel at home. If you're a returning subscriber, returning viewer, thank you so much for giving us your support. Thank you so much for showing me love. All my TikTok fans, Facebook, Instagram, here on YouTube, all the people who are supporting me from all my social media handles, I really want to say thank you. People are amazing. Today we are road to 50k subscribers and nawapenda sana for showing me love. Guess what guys, today I have a guest with me. I'm not going to mention her name because it's a surprise. I met this lady through TikTok because I saw you people tagged me. Do you have an interview with her? Please bring her to your show. We want to know more about the deaf. We want to know how they are learning this and this. I've been following this girl for like 3 weeks now, and her videos are so interesting. She does this thing with passion, and I decided to bring her today in my show, and that is our guest. So without taking long, allow me to invite my guest to introduce herself.
Hi guys, my name is Lynn Wangare and I'm so excited to be hosted in this show.
Yeah, Lynn, you're much welcome in our show. I really appreciate for having you here today. I didn't see this day coming, but I really appreciate. Guys, I want to tell you, when I met Lynn like few minutes ago, alianza kutuongelesha na sign language. Yeah, she started, I think she's so, can I say addicted, or what term can I use? The moment to be few minutes ago, alikuwa anataka kutuongelesha with that sign language, but for us we understood. I think she was coming from work and that thing is still in her head. And I really appreciate for those people who tagged me to bring Lynn in my show. I want to appreciate you today because as you can see, I have Lynn here. They're going to have 1, 2, 3 stories because we want to learn a lot from her. So make sure you watch this video up to the end and don't leave here without subscribing. So I have Lynn here with me. Most of you have been tagging me to bring Lynn like Wangare in my platform, and today I'm here with her. She's doing very well with sign language. Am I right? Yeah. Sign language. Guys, I'm not used to sign. So today I'm a student, not a teacher. Today I'm a student, she's a teacher. So I decided to bring Lynn here so that we learn something about sign language from her. And I will request you tell us, who is Wangare? Who is Lynn? Like, you tell us what's your profession, what are you doing? Okay, are you a trained teacher with this sign language, or who is you exactly?
Okay, so as you heard, my name is Lynn Wangare. I'm a student. I'm a teacher trainee. I'm training to be a teacher of physics and mathematics. So during my university break, I undertook the certificate course, Kenyan Certificate of Sign Language at Kenya Institute of Special Education, KISE in Kasarani. So as I proceeded with my studies, I came to get this interest in sign language. I came to have this passion. I really enjoy doing the signs. I really enjoy interacting with the deaf people. Yeah, so Lynn is a student, a university student, but she has a very big passion in sign language.
Oh, that's great. So you teach physics and maths?
Yeah, I teach physics and mathematics.
So, like, I want to know, like, in sign language, even them they study physics and maths, or there's no special subject for these people?
Yeah, so after my certificate, I had to go for attachment, right? Now, since I'm a teacher, I chose to go for attachment at a school, a deaf school, Kambui School for the deaf in Kiambu, Ruiru. So there is the deaf people, they are the people I teach and I really love them. So you've asked if they do mathematics, physics.
Do they do other subjects like this?
The
Other
deaf
people
do all the subjects from mathematics, English, all the subjects other than Kiswahili, because their language is in English. So they only study English and all the other subjects other than Kiswahili.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. And are they in position to understand, or it's a bit hard for them?
Understanding the language.
Like the subject.
Oh, the
You see, like
subject.
us, like if I'm doing physics, you are told, like, for example, like, okay, chemistry is like magnesium react with oxygen, it form magnesium oxide, something of the sort. How are they able to know that this is magnesium, this is oxygen, then it formed this and this?
So the deaf, the only sense they don't have is the sense of hearing. They also cannot voice, but they can understand.
So
they
if you
can
write
read,
magnesium, they know this is magnesium.
they can read, they can understand. So it's the work of the teacher to explain to them what this magnesium is, what this oxygen is. It's the work of the teacher. But yes, they understand. They understand.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. So, like, what really inspired you to do like this sign language? Because I know you are a trained teacher, of course.
Yeah.
But during that, I think it's during the time you were not in school, you said, "Let me do this sign language." What is that thing that really inspired you to do sign language?
Okay, so personally, I usually look at the news, the interpreters for Chini. I used to look at them and wonder how comes these signs, they look so complex. They look so complex. So I kind of wanted to know about it. Then one day my dad told me to go to Kise and learn. So my dad played a very big role in me going to learn sign language. And also I have met several deaf people, like my neighbors. My neighbors there in Kirinyaga. They have, the parents are hearing, both the parents are hearing, but their kids are deaf. They have deaf kids. So I just felt the urge to, know how to communicate with them. Just can't meet them. They can't, some of them, they read the lips. As you can see, when I'm teaching in TikTok, my TikTok videos, and I'm teaching, you can see that I am also using my voice. It is for the sake of those who use their eyes to read the lips. Some of them use their eyes to read the lips, but others cannot, so you have to know the signs. So I really wanted to know how to communicate with these people, and later on I have met others and they are very nice people and I really enjoy communicating with them. And also, after learning sign language, I feel like all the schools should be teaching sign language, because for example, you, Dorcas, when you meet a deaf person and let's say they're traveling to maybe Nairobi, how do they tell the conductor they want to go to Nairobi? But you see, if any other person knows sign language, they can explain to this person what this other person is saying. So what really inspired me is I really wanted to know how to communicate with them. I really wanted to learn this language.
So if today you're told, like, to choose, like, after you're done with school and you graduate and stuff, so you choose being a sign language teacher than being this other teacher?
Definitely. Definitely. If I was told to choose between being a regular teacher, because I've already gone for my teaching practice in a regular school. I really enjoy teaching the deaf students as compared to the hearing students. There are a lot of challenges, of course, but the heart wants what it wants.
Yeah, true.
There are a lot of challenges. When you're teaching the hearing child, she or he is able to comprehend, to understand the very basic things, but see this deaf kid, some things they don't know. Like in physics, there's a topic called sound. How do you explain them what sound is? They've never had sound. They're not hearing, So when I compare my two attachments, the one I went for hearing school and the deaf school, I feel more attached to my students, to my deaf students, as compared to my hearing students.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, so as you said, maybe you choose a sign language school than this other one. So what is the reason? Are those people for sign language very easy to handle compared to these other people? Why do you say you prefer? Is it just because of passion?
I'd say it's because of passion, because you can say it's simple. It has a lot of challenges, teaching the deaf kids. Very many challenges. You have to spend a lot of time covering the syllabus. You find that you're much behind as compared to my other colleagues in other schools. The topics they're telling me, they are way much ahead of us. Okay. Yeah, we are more behind. So I'd say more it's more likely the passion in me.
Okay, that's amazing. And I saw you writing from from right to left.
No.
How does it apply? Or
It's normal writings because of the selfie. I recorded the selfie camera.
oh, you recorded the selfie camera?
Yeah.
Me, I saw as if it's from left to right. And I
No.
was asking.
Actually, most people think I'm left-handed, but I'm right-handed. It's
Oh,
because of the selfie
oh, you
camera.
record it with the. Oh, I don't understand. Can you tell? Okay, can you show us, like, before we continue, show us how to count, like, in alphabetic order, like A, B, C up to Z first before we continue.
Okay, so the alphabet in Kenyan Sign Language: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Guys, I hope you're taking notes. Let me hope you're taking notes. Like, we have just mastered A and B. I think I also need to learn sign language,
Yeah.
because I think at some time, maybe in the future, it's going to be demanding, like, because I'm learning from you. Maybe as time goes, it's going to be demanding. Or how do you think, as a teacher for sign language? Let me upgrade you today. She tells me not to call her a teacher, but I'm going to call her a teacher because she teaches people there in TikTok. You qualify for that name. Don't degrade yourself so much. So today I'm saying that I think we need to learn sign language in society, because you have challenged me actually with that question. If I'm traveling with someone and if someone is going to Nairobi and maybe she got lost on the way, she don't know, like, she can't speak to us, but she's telling us, now I'm going to Nairobi. How am I going to guide the conductor or the driver and tell the driver, this person means I want you to drop either in Roysambo, either in town? So I'm also challenged, and I think, like, I also need to learn sign language based on my career. Now that I'm doing this interview, I'm trying to imagine, what if tomorrow I want to interview somebody who can speak? How am I going to handle that? Or I'll have to look for you again. You see, it's a bit challenging, and I'm really learning something. I want to ask you something. What advice can you give people about sign language and stuff? Which best advice can you give them so far? Because you have been in the industry for quite some time, and I know there's something you have learned, the good side and bad side of it. I want you to tell us, what advice can you give, like, to society now based on sign language?
Okay. So the advice I'd give to people is that sign language, it's a simple language. Some of you might see me signing on TikTok, then you think, hey, this is hard. No, it's not hard. It's very simple. And also the deaf people, they're very friendly. If you meet a deaf person, then you tell them, also from the deaf community, they will embrace you, they will welcome you. They're very good people. So my advice is, if possible, please, if possible, please learn sign language, just the basics, and most importantly, the alphabet. I just spelled the alphabet right now. That is kind of enough for a beginner. The alphabet is enough, and some few natural signs like greetings, like good morning, yeah. So that when you meet a deaf person, don't feel like you're lost or you can't do anything about it because they're deaf and you don't understand language. Kindly learn sign language. And also for the parents, I've met very many parents telling me they have a difficulty learning sign language. Now, if I were you, the moment you realize you have a deaf person, you should try your best to go to an institution. You yourself will learn the language, so that you're the person supposed to teach your child. You see, you don't like take the child to school, then when it's time to come back home, they don't want to come home because they can't communicate there with anyone else. They're just isolated or separated. Please learn the language for the sake of the child. Please learn the language for the sake of the deaf child. Please, the Kenyan sign language is very simple. There are very many institutions offering the course, and yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. I want to know something because you've mentioned it many times. What is the difference between the Kenyan sign language and like other countries' sign language? Are they not supposed to be the same?
Okay, so many people think that sign language is an international language. No, not really. There's the Kenyan sign language, there's the Ugandan sign language, Tanzanian sign language, American, British. It differs according to the country. So the deaf people from a different country, maybe they can understand each other, but the signs, they usually different, the regional signs. And do you know they also differ in Kenya? Kenya sign language. A person who went to Tambui school for the deaf, and a person went to Machako school for the deaf, and a person went to which other? Moranga school for the deaf. You find that their signs are different. They are different. So they are called variations. They vary, but they don't vary that much. Like the Kenyan sign language and the American sign language are almost the same. And I also seen in my TikTok comments people saying that the Ugandan sign language is almost the same as the Kenyan sign language, which makes me very happy. Yeah. If I meet a Ugandan deaf person and we can communicate, I can feel very, very good. The fact that I'm from Kenya and I can communicate with a deaf person from another country, it feels really nice.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. They differ according to the country.
Wow, that's amazing. So that means if you get an opportunity even to explore other country like Uganda, you can go there and train people.
Yeah, and also South Africa. Kenyan sign language and South African sign language are the same.
They're the same.
Yeah.
So if you get an opportunity to train people from South Africa, Uganda, you're good to go.
Yeah, I'm good to
wow,
go.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm impressed by that. So another thing I wanted to ask is, I saw you doing this TikTok video with a certain boy and he was dancing very well. He was even training you actually.
He was training.
He was training you to dance.
Yeah.
I wish to understand, how do they know the beats and they're not even confusing? How do they know the beats? Because the way he was dancing is just the way other TikTokers they dance. I want to understand, how does that happen?
Okay, so the deaf, they're very intelligent people. They're very clever. You find that yes, they don't hear but they can dance. So when they go home during holidays, they get access to phones, they can access TikTok, they can see the challenges, so they can learn. How does a hearing person learn the moves? You learn, you look at the moves, you memorize. It is the memory. They memorize.
So they memorize the beat.
Yeah, they don't actually know the song. They memorize the steps. You know, the dance moves. Dance moves. They're the ones which they memorize, not the beat.
Oh, it's the what?
The moves. The dance moves. Like from now, you know the first move is this, the second move is this, that move is this. That's how they memorize. They don't know the song because they don't even know they can't sing, they can't hear. So they memorize the dance, not like the beats.
Yeah, because I was wondering, this boy, you know, there are some TikTokers I follow, like Nasieku, Klaus. So when I look at the way they are dancing and the way this boy he was dancing, it's still the same. And I'm like, so I was like, so the deaf they hear is only that they can't speak on. That's why I got a bit confused. Yeah, but that is interesting. So I also want to know, what are some of the challenges you face, like working in an environment with who are deaf or working with sign language? What are some of the challenges that you face?
So one of my greatest challenges is my receptive skills. Because I'm still new to this industry. I recently learned sign language. So when a deaf person comes and signs, sometimes I may not understand their signs. Yeah. So what I tell them to do is to fingerspell. That's why I've said it's very important to learn the alphabet. It's very important, because if you know the alphabet and you don't understand the sign, you ask them to fingerspell, and now from there you will have known the sign that they're trying to tell you. Yeah. So one of my challenges is receptive skills. Sometimes I may not understand the kid or the deaf person, but eventually I will, because they will fingerspell. They will use the alphabet. Yeah. Another challenge.
Okay, that is a challenge that you face, and I also wish to know, what are some of the challenges that this deaf student they face, like in society, or even in school is still a society? What are some of the challenges that they are facing in society, the deaf students?
Okay, so the greatest challenge is obvious. is that most people don't know sign language. Most people don't know. So when they go home, you find that it's very hard for them to communicate with other kids, to communicate with their relatives, to be able to access some other services because they can't maybe hear or talk. Yeah, and also
so those are some of the challenges that they face, especially in society, because not everybody, unajua deaf is not something visible. Like if somebody is coming from there, I cannot tell this is a deaf, that's of course. So somebody will be like, we are an ignore, I'm trying to talk to him or her, but an ignore. I think that's one of the challenges, Badu. Even if I have not interacted with those people, I'm thinking that's also a challenge, because if you come to this school, if you have not been told, this is a deaf school. So if I'm coming there, I'm expecting this boy, can you help me with water? And then the boy is just looking at me, you know, I'll be like, this child is so stubborn. And in real sense, the child is deaf, or maybe upon other issues you get. So any other challenge that you think they face apart from that? Do they get rejection in society, or?
They don't really get rejected. It depends on the parents. You know, some parents, when they get a deaf kid, they'll take them to school. You know, a deaf kid will board. The schools are not that many, so you'll find that someone from Ruiru, Ruiru you have Kambui, you'll find that another place they don't have a deaf school, so they have to go to the school itself, and they leave the kids there. So during the holidays, they go back home, but there's no one there to communicate with them. Yeah, so that's another challenge. Some of them prefer being in school from the tender age of PP1. You find that they are boarding in pre-primary 1 up to let's say grade 8. In high school they're still in boarding. So when they go back to the society, they kind of feel left out or something. And also another challenge is churches. Do the parents take their kids to church? Because you know, sometimes the kid is brought to school and the CRE teacher has a very big challenge. The kid doesn't know who God is, the kid doesn't know Jesus, the kid doesn't know Allah. Let's say for the Muslims, they don't go to their religious areas, they are not taken to church. So that's another challenge, but you find the teachers, they try to fill this gap. They try to educate this kid about God.
And I'm trying to learn something. I think the government need to reach a point where that even churches, they need to have a special needs service, because if I'm taking my child to a church and this child is deaf, how is he going to understand what is going on?
Yeah, that's one of the problems. They don't see the point of taking the kid to church, because the kid will not learn, of course, like the other kids. But you find most churches like SDA, Seventh-day Adventists, they integrate the deaf. Most of the interpreters I've met actually on TikTok, most of them are from SDA, and also maybe Catholic. The thing I can say about the churches, they just need to get an interpreter for the kids. Yeah, like my church in Upper Ruiru, St. Francis of Assisi, they have the 11 a.m. mass. There's an interpreter. The deaf people are present. Yeah, the deaf people are present. There's an interpreter, so they can follow the whole mass. They can follow the readings. They can follow the songs. They also sing the songs. They can follow the prayers. Yeah, so churches play a very big role. So please, for the churches who have not yet integrated the deaf into their programs, I'd kindly ask you, humbly, to find an interpreter. Most of the interpreters, they are around. Yeah, true. Yeah, they are around. They don't ask for much because the service is not even long.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I'm also learning the same, because I'm in a church where we don't have an interpreter. We don't have any interpreter for sign language.
Yeah, and maybe there's a deaf person there.
Of course. And maybe most of them, you know, you can't tell if they're deaf or not deaf, but maybe they have been coming, reach a point they felt like I'm wasting my time, you know. So if there's, okay, I'm learning, if all churches, they can afford to have people who can interpret like sign language, of course they are going to have them in church. But now that that most of the churches, they don't consider that, but I think they are going to do after this video.
They should consider that.
Yeah, they need to consider that for the sake of those, for the sake of those kids, like deaf and stuff. So another thing I'd like to ask, like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years to come?
According to my profession, I see myself as recognized teacher for the deaf. Because I really have a big passion for these kids. I'd like to really help the deaf people to be integrated into the society, into the country, into the world. Yeah.
Amen for that.
Amen.
Let me say amen for that, because I know she's starting. She's still in school, and the way guys, you need to go to her page there on TikTok. You see the way Wangare, she's doing an amazing job. And I'm saying amen to that because I see she have passion. She has a lot of passion for the work she's doing there with the deaf, the way she interacts with the kids there. It's something that really humbles myself. If I was a parent of a deaf and I see my kid in her hand, I'll feel my baby is safe, you know. And I really appreciate her for the good job that she's doing on TikTok. And now that she has a YouTube channel, I know she's going to post some of the videos about what she does. And I also want to know, do you train the deaf? Like, if I want to learn this sign language, because there's a time I was on TikTok live and I saw you like teaching people that how you do this. Do you have that class that you teach people? If I want to join sign language through you, do you have a class, or you're planning to have one? I wish also to know that, for the sake of somebody watching this video and maybe they are planning to learn sign language either in school or from you, because maybe you teach, you don't want to kill your dream. So tell us if you teach, and you can also give us your number if somebody wants to be trained like online, how they can reach you, or even your email address. You tell us your social media handles where we can get you. If somebody wants to talk to you at individual level, how can we reach Wangari?
Okay, so I'm soon starting a program for training the hearing people on sign language.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can reach me through my number. I'll leave it with you.
Yeah.
And also I have social media platforms on Instagram at Wangare, on Twitter at Wangare, at TikTok, on TikTok at Wangare, YouTube Wangare Kangangi. She'll write. My surname is a bit difficult.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so yeah.
So you have Facebook?
I have Facebook also at Lynn Kangangi.
I'm going to put her link there. I'm also going to put her number there on the screen. So if you want to learn sign language, she's starting that program very soon. If you want to learn sign language, start booking it now through that number on the screen. I'm also going to leave her page there. I'm also going to leave her YouTube page or YouTube link here at the end of this video. So go to her page and make sure you subscribe. By the time she's going to post videos about the sign language, make sure you follow. And if there's any question that you need to know about the deaf student or the sign language and stuff, she's the right person you can reach, the right person you can ask. Me, I don't have any experience in that field, but I really appreciate for having you in our show. But before we come to the end of this video, there are some things I want to ask you. yeah, there's something I want to ask you. You show us how it's done. Yeah, then we conclude the video. You can to ask. So let's assume I'm here, and my son or daughter, she's a deaf now. She's in the house maybe, and I want to call that person. How do I call him or her?
Okay, so the deaf person, the only way you can communicate with them is when you're near. Or also, so the deaf person, you can call them. They use phones. They can feel the vibration, right?
Oh.
When you call them, they don't hear the sound, but they can feel the vibration on the phone. Yeah. So they use phones, and it's usually on vibration. So when you call them, they can feel the vibration. Then they'll pick your call. But also remember, they don't speak and they don't hear. So the only way you can talk to them when they are at a distance is using the video calls. You use your video call. Yeah, that's the only way. And also another way, how do you call a person? You're with a deaf person, you're in a room, and he's on the other end of the room. But you cannot shout. You don't draw things. That's rude. You don't draw things. You can't shout because they can't hear. How do you communicate with them? So if it's a room and there are lights, you can switch on the lights, switch them off, then they'll get your attention.
Okay.
Yeah. So also when the deaf person is at a distance and he or she is facing you, you can waving. They will see that you want their attention. If they are close to you, let's say he or she is some steps ahead of me, you can gently tap. Gently, don't gently tap on their shoulder. Then they will appreciate. That's how you tell them. If the person is away from you but facing the other side, you'll have to ask someone on the other side to call them from.
What if he's alone, like me? I'm seated in that seat, I'm alone, and you want to call me,
but you're facing the other direction.
Yeah,
you'll have to go.
I'll have to go.
You'll have to go.
Okay.
Unless there's someone to call them for you, you'll have to go. To go to them. Also, if let's say they are sleeping in a room and they've locked the door and they can't hear the knock, you can't knock loud enough for them to hear. The deaf person, they know they are deaf, and they know maybe they're expecting a visitor or something, so they don't usually close the windows using the curtains. So you can use a flashlight, flash the room, then that's it. That will wake them up.
Wow,
yeah,
that's great. What if I have another question? If I have my student, I have two Mercies in my class. You are Mercy and Mercy. We are both deaf. How do you differentiate the Mercy A and Mercy B?
Okay, so I was supposed to say this during my introduction. My name is Lynn, and I have a sign name. A sign name is a name you're given by the deaf people. They give you the sign name so that they can call you using they can communicate using the sign name. They don't have to every time they meet me, hi Lynn. No, they use the sign name. So my sign name is Lynn. Now in my class, all the students, they have a sign name. If I have a Mercy, the sign name for Mercy 1 will be different from the sign name of Mercy 2. Yeah, that's how you differentiate. They use sign names, they don't use their names.
So if I'm Dorcas, I need to get my sign name, of course.
Now, I am a hearing person. The sign names, they're usually given only by the deaf people. So you'll have to find yourself a deaf person, make them your friend. Then they will give you your sign name according to your character, according to the way they've seen you, according to the way you act, according to the way you behave, according to your face. Now, for example, my sign name was given by someone in Kise. Give me this sign. He didn't give me the reason because it was the first time we met. We had not yet interacted. On Sunday, we went to church. We met deaf people, and I was with my twin sister. My twin sister did not have a sign name, so I called her. I told these people, this is my twin, and she doesn't have a sign name, so they gave her. My name is Lynn. Her name is Lena. She was given this sign name. We asked them why. They told us it's because she's smiling a lot. No, she was given Lena. Yeah. So please find a deaf person, make friends, then they will give you a sign name, which you will use on any other deaf person you meet later.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning. So that was my concern, because I was asking myself, now if I have like Mercies, I have like Nyambura, how am I going to, okay, let me not say Nyambura. If I have Mercy, I have 5 Lins. How am I going to differentiate? I didn't know that that's special need for them.
They use the sign name.
Yeah.
How do you find deaf people?
Okay, let me ask.
For example, in Nairobi, in Ruiru, I don't know about the people in Ruiru, but in my church we have deaf people, Upper St. Francis. In Nairobi, around Kencom, is it Kencom at the center? Around, there are very many deaf people. Most of them are hawkers, they sell things there, and they're very friendly. If you want to learn sign language, just go there. They can teach you. The best way to learn sign language is through interaction. If you think going to school is going to help you, it's not going to help you. The school is for teaching you basics. Communicating with the deaf is interacting with the deaf. You have to meet them, interact with them. That's how.
I now understand. So you can just go to school, you learn basics, but the more you interact, the more you are also becoming perfect also.
The only way to learn is through practice.
Okay.
You practice a lot.
Of course. Yeah. So guys, I think you have come to the end of our today's video. I really appreciate for having Lynn in our platform today at the Blessed K Official. So make sure you follow her. The number on the screen, I'm going to put her link at the end of this video. Go to the comment section here on YouTube. Please go subscribe to her YouTube channel, and if you're interested to know about or to learn about the sign language, please try to reach her direct through that number. Sometime you can call during the day. If she's busy, you can just send a message in WhatsApp. You start with the Kenya code 254 and she's going to get back to you the time she'll be free. So I really appreciate for having her here. It has been amazing because I have learned something good from her. But I cannot end this video without Lynn telling me I love you using the sign language.
Okay, so in sign language, there's the Kenyan sign language, and there's the signed English. There's English and there's Kenyan sign language. So in exact English, like direct translation, direct interpretation, I love you. Yes. But in Kenyan sign language, you say me, you, love.
Me, you, love.
Yeah, this is the format. That is friend.
Oh, this means friend.
Yeah. Love.
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 I fold my hands like this.
Love.
Love. Oh. So if you want to tell me, like in sign language, if you want to tell me, I don't trust her.
I don't trust her. So me, you, trust nothing.
Oh, me, you, trust.
Trust.
Or trust.
Trust
Nothing. Oh, so can you show us Plentafanya? I saw you saying that this is morning.
Morning.
This is morning.
Morning. Or you can say morning. See, the sun rises on the east. Then noon, the sun is here. This kind.
Oh, like this?
Noon, then afternoon. Evening. Night.
Yeah. So if you want to tell me good night.
Good.
Oh,
good
night. So this is good night. Oh my God. So let us tell our videographer. Good
night.
Guys, I'm also learning something. So it has been amazing. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Follow us in all our social media handles, like in Facebook. Follow me at Blessed Kambura, Instagram Blessed Kambura, here on YouTube. Don't leave without subscribing. TikTok, I use the name Blessed Kambura, and I also have a show of our page, The Blessed Show. Let's meet in our next video. Tunawapenda sana. Can you tell us tunawapenda in sign language?
Tunawapenda.
We love you.
We love you. Us.
We love you.
Us.
We love you.
Sign languages. Us. You love.
We love you. Am I right?
We is W. We love you. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We love you.
So let's meet in our next video, guys. We love you. Bye bye.